All right, this is your market recap for June, not June anymore, July 1st, 2025. Today we played Bearish. Started playing Bearish at market open on Monday night and then continued just falling from there. So if we go down to the hourly time frame, we can see here we opened here on Monday, rallied to around constant encroachment of this buy side wick when it started to tip over. Took out this low pre-market, rallied up to here, had an SMT of these highs happening around 10 o'clock, 10:20 more accurately. We then, since we have an SMT on the hourly time frame and we don't really have one on the 4-hour, I mean we do, but it's not really an SMT, we can then target hourly things. So this low and then this low, which is perfectly where it went to. And then from there, lunch started. We rallied up, retracing past equilibrium, and then PM session tried to dump a little more at the end. If we go down to the 15-minute, we can see here, sell side SMT with this liquidity being swept on NQ but not ES. That started this rally here, which caused this higher time frame SMT there, which in a sense led up to this whole big fall here. My bias today was bearish because took out this high, same as yesterday really. Took out this high, lost volume, tried to pump up one more time, failed to close above it once and twice. So with this SMT, just kind of waiting to see sell side taken. And then like I mentioned, we rallied all the way down. This profit at this low, obviously, and this low. This profit comes from, it'll be easier to do in a lower time frame, so I'll show you then. Once we hit this, the 11 o'clock macro hits, London session closes, we start to retrace for lunch, we hit equilibrium, kind of go flat from there. Lunch ends, algorithm kicks back in, we rally up, take out some highs, have an SMT during this macro, start to tumble kind of slowly. We then hit this macro, speed things up, take us all the way down to constant encroachment of this sell side wick here. And then we kind of just meander our way to end the day. Now in the 5-minute, it's kind of the exact same thing. We can see SMT here caused this short little rally. This SMT was due to NQ not really driving up with as much force as ES did. We then had a huge fall here. Again, I will show this. If we go there, and I go, actually, it must be on the 1-minute then. Yeah, it's on the 1-minute. Nice expansion down to here, and this low, you can see here that it clearly has no intention of going any lower than this, given the time and how it swept. 11 o'clock, start the reversal, the retrace of lunch, targeting equilibrium and this high up here. We have this 5-minute fair value gap right there. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, reacted off of constant encroachment there. We then expand upwards, close above it, and this high, change it in the state of delivery on the 5-minute there. We then retrace back down into this 5-minute inverse as well as this 5-minute fair value gap in itself. From there, we continue to rally up to this equilibrium of the bearish move. We then lose all volume here. Algorithm kicks back in as lunch comes to an end. We rally one more time, taking out these highs, but no closures above it. You can see we very clearly just have no intention of playing any more buy side. This macro starts to decline. You can see here, not much volume, ton of wicks, not really something I want to be trading. Get a spike of volatility here, then go back to nothing, and then we end up falling all the way down, again, constant encroachment of that 15-minute wick, and then we just meander until market close. Now on the 1-minute, we have a ton of SMTs. So we had Powell speaking at 9:30 and then 2 red folder news at 10. So basically my entire AM session was off the table unless I saw something towards the later half of the 10 o'clock macro. So to start out, we had an SMT of these highs, which pushed us down, which caused an SMT of these lows. Not sure why this is still here. SMT of these lows, which caused us to rally. Another SMT of these lows during the macro, with this fair value gap pushing us up there. SMT caused us to rally one more time. We failed to take out this high. This high is, not sure why it's at two different heights. Oh, that's why. Boom. 848.50. And then the high on this candle is 848.25. So one tick away from sweeping this, but that's okay because the SMT is bound up here. So with that higher time frame SMT, we're just waiting for a lower time frame one. We get that here. This is the trade of the day, targeting or taking this, targeting low here, and low here. If we look, most recent bullish expansion, I believe it might have been this one. No, 1.5. Perfect. The 1.5 fib expansion is where this profit is based off of. The reason I chose that one is because we have liquidity here and down here, and this is a little big of a gap for me to have no profit. So found one roughly in the middle and planted it there. We then had another SMT here, well, and then fair value gaps leading us all the way down. Another SMT here around this macro, helping us get that last final push to reach down here. Once we do, London closes, we start rallying for lunch. Rally there, retrace, fair value gap here. Nice during this macro, get another SMT. We play this inverse fair value gap here. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. There, validated here. Close above it, come back down, tap it, and we expand higher. This would be a good trade targeting equilibrium and these highs over here. We take these highs, retrace perfectly to equilibrium of this bullish expansion. We then from there, and constant encroachment of this 5 minute. We then rally from there, taking equilibrium, touching constant encroachment of this 15 minute. And then from there, we rally up one more time, kind of lose all volume. SMT of highs forces us down. SMT of lows forces us back up. At the start of PM session, rally up, take out these highs. At this point, ES was super extended upwards, and the two markets were deeply uncorrelated, so I decided to step away for the afternoon. ES, I'll explain it later, but I did not want to even trade this PM session. You can see here, nice rally up here. Like I mentioned, took out this high, SMT of these highs during the macro. This should be a trade, but given the market conditions, you look here, the size of the candles themselves is small, and the size and frequency of the wicks is large. Signals a condition you don't really want to be in. Conditions you do want to be in and do want to be trading in are conditions like this. Nice candles upwards. SMT at a draw of liquidity. Nice expansive candles downwards. It's rare that you want to enter when candles look like this. You want price action to be nice and clean before you enter so that it continues to be nice and clean after you're in it. Staying within this 15-minute fair value gap, we come to the last hour of trading macro. Get an SMT here, starts to force us downwards. This is another trade that could have been taken if the conditions were nice. Tiny fair value gap here. There's more of a 15-second fair value gap on that time frame. Could have taken this, targeted lows here, here, and here. I don't think I would have targeted constant encroachment of that wick. Honestly, this would have been my final right there. And then, yeah, from there, we just rally back up. So the reason today that I didn't, after AM session, I didn't want to even touch PM session. I actually did end up taking a trade here. This is where I entered. I saw this SMT here. Actually, no, there was an SMT up here. I kind of got lucky, but with all this mess, I ended up just taking a break-even trade. I exited because I didn't like what was going on. So let me get back to what I was saying. The reason I didn't want to even trade PM session like this macro or this macro is because ES looked nothing like this. If we look here, small rally up, huge expansion downwards, rally up, not even close to this high, and we continue. If we look on ES, it doesn't even look like the same thing happened. What happened? Let's look. Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Huge rally. One. Here, huge fall. Didn't even take out this low, right? So huge sell side SMT. And then we continue after lunch to rally all the way up. Here, causing a huge buy side SMT, which in my mind, we have a sell side SMT and a buy side SMT. Both of the averages are highly uncorrelated, not really the market conditions I want to be trading in. Now, another reason looking at NQ, I was 100% bearish in the PM session, but something that tells me whether we're going to continue AM sessions move or play the opposite is what lunch does. All right, we see here the main move of AM session is this rally downwards. Well, what lunch does is it comes up and it reverses the entire thing, which on a normal day would mean that in PM session I am playing bullish, which it is not what NQ says. If we go back to NQ, huge bearish move, we rally up to contra encroachment, and this 15-minute fair value gap holding it very nicely. This is like the most sell side PM session you could ever have. But because ES was not in the same boat, I didn't really trust it. That and just looking at the candles and the size of them and the wicks, not really the conditions I want to be in. But looking into the future, we do have a huge sell side SMT and we have a huge buy side SMT of here. Oops, that should not have gone away. So huge SMT up here. If the market decides overnight to come down here and take out this on ES, perfect. Great, right? Then we continue to play bearish. But if we don't, and we just hover around market open on Sunday, well, then we're going to have a whole lot of nothing week. Given it's a 4-day week, NFP is on Thursday, it would make sense for us to just hover around market open, which is this right here. But we'll really just have to see what overnight gives us, because we have an SMT of lows and highs right now, with both of the averages being uncorrelated, like I mentioned earlier. So really just see there's a high probability that I don't take a trade tomorrow because of that. So it really just depends what we see at the time. But yeah, that's been your market recap for July 1st, 2025.